Hi, I'm Pastor Tyler from Hoosick Valley Community Church. Growing at Home is a new series that we hope will deepen your understanding about the story of God, grow your faith while we can't gather together, and give families tools to set God's good news deep in the hearts of the parents so they can teach it to their children. Each episode will wrestle with some hard questions that people have, especially in these trying times. And it will also include resource links for a YouTube video, a worship song, and other resources so that you can deepen your faith and grow at home. Who is God? Right? This is one of those questions that anyone can ask. There's people that even ask, does God even exist? Right? And if he does exist, how can I know him? And you know what's really interesting about the Bible when you open it up and read it? It doesn't ever tell us where God comes from or anything like that. When most of the other religions in the world at the time when the Bible was written had stories about how their gods came, this book just starts out letting us know that God exists. And the question isn't then whether or not he exists, but who is this God? And the first thing that I want us to understand is that God is the powerful creator. Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Right? In the very beginning, God spoke a word and made everything. The stars in the sky, the trees and the birds, and the beautiful red cardinal, right? All these things exist because God spoke and made them. But with that, one of the really interesting things is not that God is this powerful creator, because that's amazing. But it's actually that God was very much involved with taking lifeless places and making them bloom and blossom. He spoke a word and took the wild and the wasteland, the desert areas, and make a garden grow. Who is this God? He's the powerful creator who generously gives. Right? God is also a generous giver. He doesn't just create and then step back. Further on in Genesis chapter 1, it even tells us that God gives all the food and all the plants for all of his created living beings to eat. Right? That's a good God who wants to see the things that he's made, the people that he's made, flourish. And in James chapter 1 verse 5, it even says, now, if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives to all generously and without criticizing, and it will be given to him. Right? So this good and generous God, not only does he give food, he goes a step further, and he actually gives us wisdom if we're willing to come to him. And the third point that I want us to look at with who is this God is not only that he's the powerful creator and he's the generous giver, but he's the revealed redeemer. In the book of Psalm, the 130th Psalm actually, verses 7 and 8, it says, Israel, put your hope in the Lord, for there is faithful love with the Lord, and with him is redemption in abundance, and he will redeem Israel from all its sins. We're living in this world where some people ask, where is God? Who is this God? Can he even be good if all this stuff is happening? Whatever's going on in your life, if you're dealing with sickness or death or just suffering. dealing with things being different, ultimately the answer is, who is this God that wants me to worship him? And what it says is that he is looking to redeem people. He's looking to draw people back to him and move us back to a place where we get to live because we're with God.